We're on the edge of Vincennes, Indiana, one of the most historic cities in the Midwest. And what a better place than to have a military museum here, because the culture goes back so far here in Vincennes. This used to be the Blackford Glass Company, but now it's become Indiana's premier military museum with just about everything here. Things you wouldn't expect even, like a Polish airplane. I've been to a lot of museums over the years, and I can tell you this place is absolutely splendid. I wish I had had more time to spend here. Everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, you see something that relates to America's military heritage. And all of it is incredibly real and personal. This is a recreation of a World War I trench. But it's in better shape than most of the trenches the doughboys stood and crouched in for a couple of years, because they lived in mud and filth and rats. And during all those awful battles of World War I, quite often when 2 years had elapsed, they'd only moved about a yard. And the museum has great plans for expansion. Right now, it's incredible. The driving force behind it is Knox Superior Judge Jim Osborne, who started collecting memorabilia as a child. Finally, his collection got so big, it had to be housed somewhere. The neat thing about this museum in Vincennes, Indiana, is not only is it authentic, down to the uniforms and the equipment, but it also traces America's military heritage through the eyes of many military leaders, such as Ike. And everything is arranged chronologically. The farther you go back into the museum, the farther you go back in time. This military museum in Vincennes, Indiana, is a real time capsule. Everything is arranged in spick and span fashion. And as I say, I have never seen displays like this in a museum that's not in a major city. You feel as if you are going back through time to the Civil War, and before that, Indiana's involvement in the war between the states, and even a display of Red Skelton, the city's favorite son, who took time out from his career to serve during World War II. And in spite of those thousands of items, there are thousands more in a warehouse, many of which haven't been even cataloged yet. It's the Military Museum here in Vincennes, Indiana, on the site of an old glass factory. And it's very much an alive museum with recreations of battles, tributes to soldiers, and it gives young people a chance to see what this was all about. I'm Dennis Staley.